it's very rewarding to us to not just provide these materials, but also to be trusted enough in the community that the courts send us lots of folks that we benefit.
Right.
But let me give you some obstacles to bonding with a child, and these are the ones that we've seen in our clinical practice.
These are the takes from the parents, the things that may be preventing parents from bonding, from attaching with children, is what we're talking about here.
Number one is distractions, and the reason I'm going to go...
Oh, wait, let me get my cell phone.
You'll get my cell phone. How many times have you been in Kmart, Walmart, Sears, and there's people walking around, and they're yakking so loud that you feel like you're talking to you, and they're on their phone, and they're just... chit-chatting away, or you'll see somebody stop in the middle of the mall and walking around, and they'll start texting, and everybody's got to step around this person that's so disassociated from their surroundings because they're talking in the cell phone or they're texting. We had a case not too long ago with a 14-year-old that had earned significant amounts of money, but the most important thing that she paid for was her cell phone, and we were kind of astonished that she was paying $80 to $100 a month for her cell phone, working herself, if you will, 20 hours a week at McDonald's, etc., whatever, and yet all of her money went to pay for a cell phone.
Right.
And also throw one more thing out there, Facebook, texting, all that kind of stuff. We're astonished at the people in our clinic while they're waiting for something to occur, meaning a class to start. Man, they're texting, they're emailing. It's like, gosh, can you just sit still? Can we just sit with our children and wait? No, can't do that. And so there's little, Mikey running around getting under everybody's feet while you're texting on the cell phone.
And the same thing happens sometimes when parents go to do things with their children. They may be sitting at the park on the bench, paying more attention to their phone than to their children who really want them to come and play.
God,
and they want them to come play on the slide or push me on the swing or, hey, watch me hang, and the parents are too busy on their electronic devices to be with their children. They're there with their phone.
We were in Disney recently, and Carrie doesn't know this, but I was asking the lady that worked the lost child section where the parents are waiting in line with the children to get on this ride or that ride.
Yeah.
And she said in the last 3 years, their lost children have multiplied, and now it's mostly lost parents. We got kids, parents are more lost than the children because at least the children know where they are, but the parents running around texting, okay?
Yep.
Number two for obstacles for child and parent to bond, poor mentoring.
Yeah.
We have a lot. And we've exposed this where I'm raising my children the way I was raised.
Right.
So I'm there, THERE, but I'm not there, THEIR. In other words, I'm not with them, although I'm in the same geographic area.
Right. I'm physically with them, but I'm not emotionally or mentally with them doing what they're doing.
Well, this is the way my dad raised me, and I'm pretty dang good. Well, I'm not sure. What's your value statement here about how you determined that you did pretty good? But the idea that many men or women don't look out the box. They just look back at the way they were raised and do the same thing over and over again, which is, of course, the definition of crazy.
Right. Why not?
Or insanity. That's what definition of insanity is. Doing the same thing over and over again.
And expecting a different outcome.
Yeah.
But one of the things we were talking about that I think we probably see, I'm not sure we see more, I think we see more of it, but not because it's more of a problem, is with parents that are getting divorced and they're fighting for custody. And so now they win, or they get this time that they're just vying. Oh, I got to have it. And as they have it now, they don't know what to do with the children.
Yeah. They get emotionally charged.
It's like, okay, sit them over there now because you're mine and it's my time. But they're not engaging with them in quality ways, in ways that are going to help them stay connected or know who their children are.
Yeah, we see that too often.
We do.
Now that you've got the children, but you don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
Okay? You won the battle, but you're losing the war, that kind of thing. That is, now you have the child, but can you figure out how to have a relationship with the child?
Right.
Number three, a lack of desire. And, again, I'm putting this in here because I work with mostly men, and I've had men, blended families in particular, where they'll marry into a relationship where she brings the children, and he has no desire. Doesn't look? I married her. The teenagers don't like me. I don't like them, and I don't. Well, you know what? Those children are not going to bond you in any way because they came into this household with you, more or less saying, "I have no desire." You take care of your stuff, I'll take care of my stuff. So I put that as an extreme example, but lack of desire.
Sure.
Number 4, stress.
Oh, my God, yeah. That's really probably number 1. We listed as number 4.
Yeah.
Stress is it's it's not necessarily a predictor. Just because it is
But it
doesn't
is
mean
a
it will be
factor.
the case. But yes, it is a big factor, because I find in working with people and even with myself, the more stress I have, if something happens that's significant, it is distracting for me from some of the things I already have planned, or the things that I usually do with my children now take a back seat as this item that is causing more stress in my life is coming to the forefront and getting my attention.
Negative stress, the things that deplete you, they wear you down.
Right.
Positive stress are the things that you do that you look forward to doing.
Right.
And we teach this in our stress management class, which is when people tend to start arguing and fighting and they get into that negative stress, they quit doing the things that they used to do that help them maintain that positive attitude. So they quit going to the beach, or they quit that fun night that they used to do. They don't do that anymore.
No, they quit walking. They quit walking at lunch. They quit leaving and going and getting something to eat and kind of enjoying the fresh air. They just,
they sort of hunker down into that negative environment.
I like that
they
word.
Think negative,
Hunker.
and because we found with a lot of our clients, they ruminate in what we call scorecarding, the list of things I've never forgiven you for. And as I think through all these negative things that are going wrong, and they're going down and down, they're spiraling into this negative place. But so we're going to put that as number 4, stress. Number 5, I got to throw that out there. We've had some mention to it before, but mental health issues. Now, please, some people, they hear this and they cringe. Well, there's nothing wrong with me, mental health issues. We saw an article not long ago that said that predicted that roughly 30% of our society was depressed at any given time.
Yeah.
Depressed. Not because of any organic, biological problem, but because life in general has become so difficult. We're commuting long distances. Price of gas is going through the ceiling. Our rents keep going up, yet minimum wage doesn't change. Our incomes, that idea that we can have anxiety, and we can have so much anxiety that it impairs our ability to be a parent, to be a father, to be a mother. And that impairment, that's a mental health issue. This idea that I've been I've deteriorated to such a point that I no longer have the capacity. So mental health issues. Number 6, extended time away.
Yeah.
There's several sides of this. One is because Carrie and I are both military affiliates. I'm retired, long time, 27 years military. Carrie's still, in fact, she'll be active duty here shortly. She's got 18 years of active duty service here with the military. So we see families that are deployed. The term we often see is TDY, temporary duty.
Right.
So mom or dad has to leave for a week or two. But that's just one aspect. There's another aspect when we talk about too much time away, and that is the parent that tends to have a 60-hour work week and then go to night school. Right. And then they think that since they had a break, let me go ahead and drop the kids off with grandma over the weekend.
So I can have a break, right?
So the idea that they're not pulsing, that they're too away. Yes, they're living in the same city. They're not in temporary duty in another location. Right. But you're here, but you're really not here. Because when you come home, you're emotionally depleted. You don't have time. You want to get your kids to bed. They get up in the morning. You drop them off again. So that idea about too much time away. And finally, number 7, Carrie's going to give you that one.
Drug and alcohol abuse.
Yeah. Or other addiction.
Or an addiction.
Yeah. We find a very high correlation between high stressful lifestyles and substance abuse. I'll use the word misuse. The misuse, in an otherwise miserable existence of long hours and low pay, I just want to kick back and have a few drinks, you know? And that idea that ever so slightly people work their way into a lifestyle that includes an altered state as just a baseline for life in itself.
Right.
And so the idea that when we look at obstacles, you'd be surprised how many times I've had men that say, I just think that I'm a great dad. I love life. I love my children. And I do drink a few too many. But then we all do. They'll make statements like that. And that inability to separate themselves.
They say that around me, and I go, no, we all don't.
No, we all don't. The idea that they can't separate themselves from the altered state, and they don't see the impairment in their own life.
Yep.
Okay?
So those are the obstacles parents may encounter.